Today we are going to talk about the second heart sound. So first of all, mechanism. How the second heart sound is produced. It is produced by the closure of the seminal valves, that is the aortic and the pulmonary. So unlike first heart sound, the second heart sound duration is slightly shorter than that of a first heart sound. So how to identify the second heart sound? It is identified by normally the first heart sound is located by feeling the carotid, and thereafter comes the second heart sound. So in conventional auscultation, you always identify the first heart sound with the carotid. The other sound which comes is the second heart sound. Unlike the first heart sound, the second heart sound has got two components, that is closure of the aortic valve and the closure of the pulmonary valve. The difference is the aortic valve is in a high pressure zone, whereas the pulmonary valve is a low pressure zone. That is what makes the second heart sound interesting. Okay, where to feel the second heart sound? First of all, the second heart sound is produced by the closure of the seminal valve, but the main mechanism behind production of the sound is deacceleration of the blood flow that occurs during the systole at the end of the systole, that causes turbulence across the RV, PV and ALV and aorta, that causes the second heart sound rather than the closure of the valves per se. Okay, so where to hear the second heart sound? Normally the pulmonary sound is better, it's a soft sound, it is better heard only in the left second and third intercostal space. However, this aortic component of the sound can be heard over the entire precordium. So to appreciate the split or to appreciate the pulmonary component, always look for the left second and third intercostal space. That is the ideal space to examine for the second heart sound. So what is the normal second heart sound? Normal second heart sound, we know that in the inspiration there is a gap between the closure of the aortic and pulmonary, whereas in expiration they come close together. So why there is a gap? The conventional teaching says that during the inspiration the venous return increases to the right side of the heart, hence there is a delay of right ventricular systolic carries a longer time for the entire blood to go across the pulmonary wall, hence the delay of the pulmonary component during the inspiration. Whereas in expiration, since the A2 is delayed because increases flow across the left side of the heart, they come close together. But that is not a concept. The actual concept behind the delay of P2, what we call as an impedance. Impedance means the resistance offered by the pulmonary vasculature, the pulmonary artery to the blood flow. So the impedance is also offered by the aorta. See, both are causing the impedance, that is the resistance. But the resistance offered by the pulmonary vasculature is too low, is minuscule in comparison to the high pressure, that is the aorta, means the resistance to flow. Along with the impedance, the low impedance of the pulmonary vasculature, the capacitance means the ability to take much more blood in the pulmonary arteries is more than that of an aorta. So both the low impedance, that is the least resistance to offer the blood flow, and the high capacitance, that is causing the delay of the inspiration of the P2 rather than the increased flow across during the inspiration and expiration. That is so that comes to the concept of hangout interval. What is this hangout interval? It is commonly seen in the second relation to second heart sound. Let's understand this. Because there is a low impedance across the pulmonary valve and it's a low pressure and high capacitance. So even at the end of the ventricular systole, once the right ventricle stops, the systole is over. Still the blood trickles down across the pulmonary valve. Means there is interval between the end of the systole and closure of the pulmonary valve. That is what we call the hangout interval. The hangout interval occurs because of low impedance and a high capacitance of the pulmonary vasculature. Whereas in the case of an aortic valve, the hangout interval is very short. You say in the right ventricle, the hangout interval is around 0.20 to 0.30 seconds. That is what you are hearing the speed. Whereas in the case of an aortic valve, the impedance, the high impedance, it offers a lot of resistance to blood flow, and the hangout interval is 0.05 seconds. So that's why it causes a A2P2. This hangout interval, that is end of the ventricular systole to the closure of the pulmonary valve. That time period is called the hangout interval, which is increased in the case of a right side, that is causing the split, normal split during the inspiration of a second heart sound. Now, so in the inspiration, in the second heart sound, there is a small gap. In the expiration, they come close together. So that is the normal second heart sound. Now, what is called wide? See, so wide means, when do you call wide? There is a split between normal split. So either A2 occurs early or P2 is delayed. Either of them occurs wide. So it's not necessarily that only the one. So either A2 occurs early or P2 is delayed. Both of them cause second heart sound to be wide. So when do we call? Clinically, how to determine that is the second heart sound is wide? See, so what is the normal cause of splitting of the second sound? It is in the inspiration, and once the patient is lying down, there is increased flow, so that causes the normal splitting. So if you negate both these components, how do you negate it? So you negate it by let the patient standing and breath held in expiration. If you are still able to hear the split, that is called the wide split. So when do we call the wide split? A wide split is called when the split is heard in the expiration and the patient standing. Then we are definitely sure of it's a wide split. The inspiration is always there. We can't appreciate the difference between these wideness and this much wideness. But when you are able to appreciate the split in expiration and the patient standing, it's definitely a wide split. So wide split either it occurs due to the early A2 or delayed P2. So what is the cause of common thing? First is a delayed P2. What are the cause of delayed P2? Say commonest thing is a right bundle branch block. So when the right side of the heart gets activated a bit later than the left, definitely a P2 will be prolonged. So we have got an RBBB. Second thing is that, so whenever there is a bundle branch block, automatically is a LV ectopy cause RBBB, whereas RV ectopy cause LVB. So that is a common. RBBB, LV ectopy always cause RBBB, RV ectopy causes LVB. So RBBB is one cause and LV ectopics. So these are the common cause of delayed P2. So where does the A2 occur suddenly? P2 is occurring timely, but even if the A2 occurs early, that also causes wide split. So what are the conditions that cause? Typical example of an A2 is in a early A2 is in the case of a mitral regurgitation. So in the case of severe mitral regurgitation, what happens? The blood goes from the LV to the LA. So there is decreased blood flowing across the aortic valve. So the aortic valve closes early, then the aortic valve closes early in case of severe mitral regurgitation, since entire blood is going across to the LA. So that causes early A2. Same thing happens in case of a constrictive pericarditis. So early A2 occurs in case of a constrictive pericarditis or in case of a severe mitral regurgitation. So in the setting of a severe mitral regurgitation, if the A2 is wide split, it indicates the severity of mitral regurgitation. That is important. Clinically we can say the severe, we say wide S2 in the case of mitral regurgitation, connotes that the mitral regurgitation is severe because that causing early A2. So use here when the expiration and the standing, that is wide split. Now say comes to the concept of fixed splitting. So wide and fixed, I can use the word wide and fixed. Okay, means what is the difference between the wide split and wide and fixed? In the wide, in the inspiration, the duration increases between the A2 and P2 and the expiration also. Whereas in the wide and fixed, the duration remains constant both in inspiration and expiration, although they are split. There is no phasic variation with respiration. Classic example, we all know that in the case of an ASD, atrial septal defect. So what happens in case of atrial septal defect? The conventional teaching again, since there is a defect in the right to left atrium, the blood comes back from the left atrium to right atrium, right ventricle increases flow, that is causing the delay of P2, that is called wide. But exactly what is the reason cause of wide? It is again decreased impedance of the pulmonary vasculature. And the pulmonary vasculature is showing least resistance in case of an atrial septal defect, so that causes the delayed P2. So that is understood, the delayed P2 in case of an atrial septal defect. Why it is fixed? Because now since both inspiration and expiration, the venous return to is constant, because there is a defect in the septum. So atrium and ventricle, they have got a common venous pool. So there is no difference between phasic variation with the respiration as far as the A2 P2 is concerned. So that is why it is seen in case of wide, in the case of ASD, atrial septal defect, wide and fixed. There is no phasic variation with the respiration, although they are spread. Another example case of wide and fixed is severe right ventricular failure. So it doesn't matter whether how much of blood is entering the right ventricle, because the right ventricle is not pumping blood, the right ventricle has failed. So irrespective of the phasic variation of the venous return to the right side of the heart, the amount of blood going to the pulmonary wall remains constant. So a wide and fixed is typically seen in case of ASD and RV failure. Now comes to the reverse. What is reverse splitting? So normal splitting is inspiration widened and expiration normal, expiration they close. Wide is both are increased, but more in the inspiration than the expiration. Reverse is during inspiration it comes closer. A2 and P2 is normal, and in expiration they are separated. So how do we see clinically, how do we appreciate the reverse split? So the reverse split in inspiration is a single sound. The split is heard only in expiration. Whereas in case of wide, it is heard in both the phases, but more in the expiration. So in the case of a reverse split, during the inspiration it is 1 because A2 is delayed, and in the expiration A2 is further delayed, causing this. So what is the typical example of delay A2? Say in the case of an LVBB. So what will happen? The A2 will be delayed. So that causes during inspiration a single sound, whereas in expiration again you can hear the split. Similarly in case of an aortic stenosis. Aortic stenosis, what happens? Initially the A2 will be delayed. A2 will be here normally. So in case of aortic stenosis, because there is a stenosis across the aortic wall, it takes long time from the blood to go from the LV to aorta, so that A2 is delayed. And it comes to such a phase that A2 becomes almost comes with a P2, and if severe stenosis it may extend beyond the P2. So in aortic stenosis, the second sound is very important. Is it normal split, is it a narrow split, or reverse split? So reverse split in the case of an aortic stenosis indicates that there is a severe aortic stenosis. It has got a clinical implication. So we have got normal, wide, fixed and reverse. Third, the another component is loud second sound. So what is loud? How much loud is loud? So we know that normally in the aortic, in the second intercostal space, even the aortic component is louder than the pulmonary component. We know that in normal pulmonary component P2 is heard in the left, second and third intercostal space. If P2 is loud, that is the common thing we say in the pulmonary arterial hypertension and everything. How do we know that P2 is loud? If it is heard beyond the second and third intercostal space, that is, if it is heard near the apex, the second component of the P2 is heard at the apex, then it is a loud P2. That is the connotation of saying a loud P2. Otherwise, the sound is usually confined to the left, second and third intercostal space. So this is all about the second heart sound, the mechanism of splitting and when we call this a loud. Thank you.